Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, and the focus of today's reading is going to be that statement that Chief Justice Roberts released about, we don't impeach judges just because we don't like how they rule. I thought everybody thought that was really unusual that he would release that statement, because usually the courts don't do stuff like make statements like that. So I just kind of want to look at that, a base reading, just what's the energy around that and kind of like where that's going to go. Is this kind of like a sign of something bigger maybe that we might need to know about? Okay, so with that being said, we'll get started here. So just base reading into what that message that that statement, I should say, that Chief Justice Roberts released, saying that you don't impeach judges just because you don't like how they rule. That is not our normal recourse in this country. So just base reading on Chief Justice Roberts. Okay, as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, Chief Justice Roberts. The World card. That is really interesting that comes up. This is a card of completion. This is like, if you think of, if you know anything about Joseph Campbell and the journey of the hero, this is the hero has arrived. Okay, this is your journey is completed. You've achieved what you want to achieve. Okay, so that's the center of this. The energy coming in is a messenger, the message. It's almost this feeling that, in other readings, I've been getting the pages as like either younger people or inexperienced people. I'm not getting that feeling from this. I'm almost getting the feeling like that Chief Justice Roberts understands this moment in history, and that he's just one person in this bigger picture speaking out. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting here, is that this is one message in this bigger picture of what we're going through right now as a country. State of suspension. I'll put more out on that. Three of Wands, looking out into the future. So this is like, we're in a state of suspension right now. We really, we're hanging in the balance. And what is it that our future looks like? And that he is one voice, in the masses, saying this is not what we do. This is not how we are as a country. Queen of Cups. I usually see the queens as they're nurturers. Queens are people in a position of, they're not in the highest power, but they're in the position of power to make decisions. They just may not have the ultimate power. I also see the queens as countries. And so if you look at the Queen of Cups, if you look at this as the United States, we're a very wealthy country. We're a very giving country. We should be. And, we've always been perceived as. I can't even hardly say that. It's this, do we try to do good in the world? It's really hard to find that hope right now with everything that's going on. But in an ideal world, we are that shining city on a hill. Okay? And the Page of Swords. This is someone, this is going to be... I'm looking at this. Pages they're inexperienced. Like, this is not someone you want to go into battle with. Okay? This is someone who, they handle the, he knows how to sort of handle the weapon. It's almost like he's handing this off to somebody else. Okay? Or he's playing with the sword. This is not someone who's experienced. I almost feel like in this context, though, if this is Chief Justice Roberts, this is just the first message. This is like just the beginning. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting with this. So if I take a step back and look at these cards, just with what, and I was asking about what's going on with that messaging from Chief Justice Roberts. And I really think this is just the first of many conversations and statements that many are going to have, not just Chief Justice Roberts. I think that, it's like a sea of many voices in this world that we're living in of who we are as a country. And, right now, it's looking like, stand by. We got some things to work out here. So, yeah, I find that interesting. So, where does this message go from here? Because the messaging, the legality of all of this, as I said, the pages, this is giving me, instead of the feeling of someone inexperienced, it's giving me the feeling more of we're just starting out. Oh dear God, it's like we're just now starting to really hear those warnings about what's going on before, what we're seeing before our eyes. So where is this going to go? Is just where is this going to go with the Supreme Court? Or the courts, or just, our country. Where is this going to go with our country? Okay. And where this is going to go, things have not yet to be seen. This is a card of things happening behind the scenes, things that are hidden. We're moving in a direction, whether we want to or not. And once again, this is where are we going? This can also be all the court cases. Swords are court cases. And so all these cases coming before the court, and return to happier times. We really want to get back to that stability. However, what the foundation of this is the devil. This is the toxicity card. This in a lot of decks, it shows the devil with two people chained to him. And so it's like one of restrictions, but not like for your not for a good cause. This is toxicity. So this is telling me like that the courts really are, there's several cases. This isn't just the one. This is not going to be the first and only message from Chief Justice Roberts. There's are going to be, many messages, through the court rulings of this is how we do things. This is how we do things in this country. It's not what Trump is wanting to do. He is definitely wanting, the Trump administration is that toxic interpretation of the law. It's almost like they're not even interpreting the law. They're just doing what they want. And the courts have, there's even court rulings saying, you have no basis, you have no legal basis for this. And so expect more of that, more dishonesty, more court cases, just more, more. So if you look at this, they're still going to be more court cases, due to their just being dishonest, not faithfully following the law. And it's interesting because I probably am going to put more cards out on just those two swords. It's like you got two cases here, that could be even, Alito and Thomas giving him what he wants. Let's put out more cards. Knight of Wands. Knights are changes, wands are messages. However, this is someone who's not racing into battle. This is someone who is taking a step back and kind of watching. So I'm thinking that the courts are absolutely very aware of what's going on. In the courts, they see Trump not obeying, the court orders, or dancing around it, or, taking his time, and, the runaround, and, all of that, to try to do as much damage before he actually sort of complies. So, yeah, with this, it's kind of like just more of the same, and more people speaking out, because Trump is going to continue doing what he's doing. This was just Chief Justice Roberts. That was just the first warning, the first call that he's going to have. I have a cat about ready to join us. Maybe he's probably just going to knock everything over, knowing him. Okay, so let's see. Anything else? I'll just do one final. Anything else we need to know about the courts, the Supreme Court specifically? Anything else about the Supreme Court? Trying to put constraints around Trump. Trying to put constraints around him. Knights are, as I say, Knights of Changes, cups are emotion. But this can, in the negative sense, like this is someone offering friendship, but it's almost like this, they're not being honest. And by they, the Trump administration's not being honest. It's almost like, the constraints are put on him. He says, okay, yeah, we'll do that, but they don't. If they follow that court order, then they're going to find another way to do what they want. The Empress, our country, our Constitution, that's what's overshadowed, that's what's coming in. That's the energy coming in. And the base is we're really at a crossroads. This is a time of contemplation. Five of Wands. This is conflict, but this is not, this is just kind of trying to create chaos, with what he's doing. It's just all this chaos and just this crap that Trump keeps doing. And even if the courts try to put constraints on him, he's just not going to do it. And the Star card, he's going to do what he wants. Okay. That's what that is. And will our country survive? And in previous readings, I have got that yes, our country does survive. So let me pull this up here real quick. So for the reading today on Chief Justice Roberts, what I'm getting is that's just the first of many warning signs. That's going to be the first of many of, it's coming up, like expect more through those court rulings, especially as it relates to the Supreme Court, and Chief Justice Roberts. He's going to be one to kind of watch. It's like he's just now starting to kind of sound some of those warnings. Expect more of that as the Trump administration continues to do what they're doing. This reading and previous readings have shown a lot of the same thing, which is you've got the court cases and Trump the administration dances all around those rulings, trying to get out of it. They do what they want. They ignore the courts. Like with U.S. aid, they kind of started those payments up again. It's just real, they're trying to see what they can get away with. That's what they're doing. And they're going to continue to do that. So yeah, that's kind of what I got today. I will keep watching this, and we'll keep doing readings as those court cases continue. And be sure to like and subscribe. I just really appreciate you guys spending some of your time with me. And thank you so much, and I will catch you on the next video. Have a good day.